to another highly questionable work week. What do you like today, Bomani?
This is the part where you get tricked by the Falcons and I try to save you.
I think I might be tricked. Vamos, papi.
How scared should the rest of the NFL be by what Tom Brady did yesterday?
You got to give it to that Tom Brady. Had a 4-game suspension, rigged it so he didn't actually lose that much money, and then got to have a preseason game before he plays against the real NFL teams, because that's what happened. They played against the Browns, and of course, he looked great. Now, did he look better than Jimmy Garoppolo did in the same place? They looked about what and what. However, it's not to me about what Tom Brady looked like. Apparently, your man Gronk's been playing possum while he's been killing your fantasy team the last 2 weeks, being out there and not catching no passes. This week, he looks back, and now they've got that 2 tight end attack that they wanted to build when they drafted Gronk and the incarcerated one.
It's probably not correct for me to be stunned by Tom Brady, but I was kind of stunned that he could fall out of the sky, parachute in, and be that kind of precise, even if it is against the Browns. And Bomani touched on the important points here. He made Gronk look like Gronk again, and Martellus Bennett was getting 100-yard games with the backup and with the backup to the backup. So now they've got both of them. Be scared of all of that. All of the things happening in that huddle, the league needs to be scared of them.
Oh, boy, that had to be a rough day for the Fidel Odell. You know, Brady is sticking it to him.
I know. Vacationing with the supermodel nude, comes back and does that. How bad is that going to feel for Goodell when he has to hand him the MVP trophy? That's going to feel bad.
He's so mad he made Antonio Brown take his shoes off again.
Should Tony Romo really be the starter when he is cleared to play?
Dak Prescott looks so good. The Cowboys winning by 10-plus points when they do win. He's completing 80% of his passes on play action. He's setting up that Ezekiel Elliott run that you don't see in the league anymore of 60 yards. He looks really good. The thing that I find kind of amazing here, though, Bomani, is that we are numb to the idea of this isn't coming out of the coach's mouth. This is Jerry Jones saying that Tony Romo, it's his job when he comes back. I can't believe that we're in a position where we are numb to the owner making these declarations when the owner across sports is never the one that gets this conversation started.
Here's the thing, though. Do you think that after 5 games that Dak Prescott's one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the NFL? Because if you do, I'm with you. Keep him in there. But I think Tony Romo's one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the NFL. I think you play him when he comes back. But if he struggles even a little bit, buddy, you're coming right back to the oak. But I just can't see at this point telling Tony Romo, no, you're not our best option.
Here's the thing, though, Bomani. Adam Schefter said this the other day. The Bengals were looking at tape, and they found that Dak Prescott has not made a single bad pass all season. According to their tape review, they haven't seen one bad pass. It's not just interceptions, not one bad pass. Tony Romo's not trusted like that around the league. Dak Prescott has been really, really special.
Do you believe everything that Jerry says? He tell you one thing one day, and then the following day he'll change his mind. You know what I mean? I'm telling you something. He'll say, well, I forgot. What did I say? You know, at my age, you know, you cannot trust everything I say.
I mean, he's right. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter today.
Are you ready to call the Falcons legit?
Bomani has an anti-Falcons bias. I don't believe that he ever trusts the Falcons. I'm wrong about that?
It's not an anti-Falcons bias. We're just informed by history.
Okay, informed by history it is. Against the Broncos, though, the Falcons looked really good. Even though the Broncos took away Julio Jones, the Falcons looked really good on offense. I don't trust them as an entirety. I don't trust their defense, but I do trust their offense. Any offense that can do that to Denver, at Denver, even with Denver's quarterback issues, that's a good offense.
They are going to be able to score points. That we know, and I think it is an encouraging sign for the Falcons that Matt Ryan, who we were worried last year was slipping, now looks fantastic. Great for them. You're going to trust the Falcons? You're really going to do this? How old are you? Have you not been paying attention? Somehow this is going to go wrong. Now, it's probably going to go wrong based upon their defense, which is not a good one and wasn't tested against Denver, which had a rookie quarterback who shouldn't have been playing and a decimated offensive line. Listen to me now. Believe me later on. If it takes the man of the year to get caught soliciting a prostitute the night before the Super Bowl, something's going to happen to make the Falcons blow this whole thing.
Ring, ring, ring. Hey, Juanito, put everything that they have on the Falcons. They're going to Super Bowl this year. They're the team to win. Matt Ryan is hot. Julio Jones is going to have a hell of a season. And then you got those 1-2 running backs. The 1-2 punch there, you know. I'm telling you something. They're for real this year.
The 1-2 punch of.
I wish he would have told me before he was going to do that, by the way. I would have saved him. That would have running backs.
The 1-2 punch of.
The 1-2 punch, those 2 running backs.
Of
the Falcons. Are the Vikings the best team in football?
It is so crazy for us to consider a team that lost Adrian Peterson and gained Sam Bradford is legitimately in a discussion for being the best team in the NFL. They're definitely the best defense in the NFL. They can't run the ball, and you figure at some point that'll be an issue, and you can't bet on Sam Bradford playing all these games, but no one has looked better than them through these 5 games.
Much like Bomani says, you trust the Atlanta Falcons at your own peril. You trust Sam Bradford, and you trust Sam Bradford's health at your own peril. That defense is legitimate, better than even the championship defense of the Broncos so far this season. Best secondary so far in the sport, shuts down every quarterback, shuts down every receiver. But you cannot trust this team going forward when they've lost their best running back, when they've lost their quarterback, and when Sam Bradford, you're trusting his health. You cannot do it. You can do it through 5 games. You can't do it through 2/3 more of the season remaining.
By the way, Brock Osweiler, if you thought we were going to get through this question without talking about you, you got me mixed up with somebody else. Is it possible the Texans spend $18 million a year for a quarterback who isn't as good as Brian Hoyer? That's why you can get a first-round pick for Sam Bradford in a pinch.
Sorry, Bill O'Brien.
Ring, ring, ring. Hey, Juanito, put everything that I have on the Vikings. What? The Falcons, I put everything on the Falcons. Also, put everything that Danny has on the Vikings. You know, they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. They're going to the Super Bowl. The Vikings, Bradford, the guy that nobody believes in, you know. 5 games straight, 5 wins, no interceptions. That's my guy, buddy. Bye.
That's the first time I've heard him call Dan Danny, and it was while he was spending his more sizable fortune on the Vikings.
They have to go through each other. We're going to have a game. They're playing each other.
Were you impressed by Odell Beckham's maturity last night?
Maturity? Is that what we're calling it? It looked like a different kind of look at me that was more acceptable. What are we talking about here? The kissing of the net or something else? Let's see here. This is maturity?
They are still losing, by the way.
How is that maturity? It's still look at me. You're down by a touchdown. There are 3 minutes left in the game, and you're still doing the look at me stuff.
Now, is it look at me or I know you are looking at me? Because we're going to look at him at this point whether we ask him to or not.
Okay, but that's not maturity, right? That's just he wasn't flagged for anything yesterday. Congratulations to him.
I do think the show of maturity, if there is one from Odell Beckham this year, is he ain't flashed on Eli Manning yet. Like, that was another game where you didn't get a good Eli Manning. 18 for 35 for 199 yards. Like, if there's one thing for Odell to be frustrated about, is that. You know how mad he is when Eli Manning probably tells him that you're bringing all this attention on yourself, and he's like, I'm the reason the head coach has a job, and people still think you're good.
Well, the problem that Eli and the Giants they have is that Eli got to go to Victor Cruz more often, you know, and that's what you got to do. Why, you know, he was the guy that was making the big plays for you. Now, you know, he's not going any place because you're not throwing the ball to him. Even if he's covered, you got to throw the ball to him.
That's gotten Eli in trouble in the past. The even if he's covered part.
It's worth noting the 2 best seasons of Eli Manning's career, Victor Cruz was nowhere to be found.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable, if you can beat them, you run and hide. That's the way you do it.
My life motto is taught to by my father.
It is Monday, time for more football.
Oh, yeah.
Was Jim Harbaugh the for running up the score to 78-0 against Rutgers?
The most lopsided score this millennium in the sport. FBS on FBS crime here, but this was not Jim Harbaugh's fault. Keep in mind, Rutgers did not have a first down until the 4th quarter. The Twitter account for Rutgers stopped with the play-by-play at 14-0. Just gave up. I tried to get a hold of the guy that was running the Twitter account today on the radio. He said, I'm just looking forward to Illinois. We're just focused on Illinois. This is not the fault of Jim Harbaugh. Rutgers is this kind of bad.
Yeah, I mean, they were bringing backups in the game, right? They're trying to do that. My thing is this, though. Why are you so mad that they won by so many points? Maybe I'm the only one that grew up watching Miami. I enjoy watching a good blowout. And it's hard on the kids that went to Rutgers. But Rutgers as a school, you decided you wanted to play in the Big Ten. This is what happens when you get yourself into a conference you can't compete in.
I'm surprised that they stay on the field until the very end.
Yeah.
If I were part of the Rutgers team, I would have taken the shower at halftime, never come back.
Never come out of the shower. They could have done that. There wouldn't have been that much of a difference in the score, and they would have been cleaner.
Right. If you can beat them, you run and hide. That's the way you do it.
My life motto is taught to by my father.
Should top schools back off Tom Herman now that he lost to Navy?
Is that what we're going to do? Okay, here's what happened. Houston, number 6 in America. They went to Annapolis. They lost to Navy. There was a storm the field situation, whole nine. Let me tell you what else happened this weekend. Texas lost to Oklahoma. You think that the University of Texas, if they want Tom Herman at the end of this year, is going to shake that off because Houston lost to Navy? Anybody can lose to Navy on a given day. Tom Herman's still about to get extra rich.
Tom Herman made Houston matter. He's going to get his money. But how frustrated are you if you're a Houston fan? You're in the top 10 and you're losing to that triple option caveman offense straight out of the 1500s. This has taken a sad turn. We were enjoying the jiggly kicker. He was number 99. He was having fun. We were having fun watching him because he was coming down and destroying people on kickoffs. And
You need to pick out somebody his own size, though.
Right, and then what ended up happening inevitably because he was getting the highlights is this stuff started happening. This was last week.
Well, he's also knocking the hell out of people. Like, it did become imperative to block him.
And then that guy got ejected because that was a touchback and it was late. And then this happened this last week. Yeah, people are just looking for him to drill him. And now I'm made sad by this story, a story that made me happy because he's admitted that he had an eating disorder. I thought he was having fun with the number 99. It was look at me, I tackle people, but now people are being mean to him. And a fun story has been ruined because we can't have nice things.
Here's the thing, though. These are all after the play. Like, if they're getting him in the course of the play, we'd be having a different discussion because he's made himself a tackler. Like, they know that you have to go after the kicker. But this stuff just seems like bullying, man.
Right? It does. It does seem like bullying. But
Like, come on, number 22. What kind of gangster are you right now?
Well, I got a game plan for the Joy. You know, what you got to do is change the number on the back of your jersey for every game, you know, because everybody's looking for number 99. So you change it to 02, you change it to 15, change it to 29, and don't get confused. You'll get a pass on every game. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. I'm telling you. You'll be in business.
Nobody's mixing him up with anything. If he's in the blue uniform, the only thing they'll mix him up with is a mailbox.
Will Big Papi really retire if the Red Sox get swept tonight?
Wow, we get David Ortiz out the paint already. Like, we could wait till tomorrow and ask the question if they do get swept. But no, we're going to raise this right now because David Ortiz had a great season, but he says that he's going to retire. And Jackie McMullen has a piece on ESPN.com talking about how badly his feet hurt. This is going to be the end for him, and it's fascinating to think he might go down as the most accomplished member of all time of the Boston Red Sox because of that whole gap where nobody, including Ted Williams, won any championships.
it is crazy to consider that his OPS this year was higher than anyone in the sport. He was basically the best offensive player that existed in baseball when it came to hitting, and he's retiring on top because of the reasons that he mentioned. Doesn't matter how great you are if it hurts to be that kind of great, and at a certain age, it hurts too much to be that kind of great.
At least he gets to walk. The last time we had the best offensive player in baseball and his career ended, it was because of,
Yes.
blackballing Barry Bonds.
That was that Barry Bonds situation. They shoot him away, who was still better, by the way, in his last season than Ortiz was in this one.
He's a DH. He said, hey, he spent a lot of time on the bench. He gets a lot of rest per game. He should hit the ball. He's big. You know, what's the big deal about Big Papi, you know? He's not there standing on his own 2 feet, 9 innings, 3 hours, per game. Wow. That's it. I mean, he gets paid
Papi
a
on
lot.
Papi crime right there.
I mean,
Did you see
it.
that?
I mean, that's it. That's the way it is,
This is all about the territory of who the real Big Papi is.
My father thinks your butt hurts from sitting on the bench all game.
I lost 3 people close to me one summer. 10 years later, still don't know. Shut up, my Homer. But I bend, I don't break. I don't ask, I take. Black glove and black tape. And it is my first day. What? Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that is completely lovely. Do you question?
He gives topics and events. We question.
Do you question Tyrod Taylor's field awareness?
The Buffalo Bills are 3-2. Just thought I'd point that out. I don't really know what to make of it either. Anyway, here they are playing against Fitty and the LA Rams. There's a snap.
Looks like a normal play.
Yeah, like, wow, how'd they get by Tyrod Taylor? You might be wondering.
How did it get past it?
Well, it's a very interesting thing. All right, you see where the ball is? Now you see where Tyrod is? Whoop!
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. How does he not know that he's not behind the center there? How does nobody know that? Let me go back for a second here. Look at the center. Doesn't the center actually go back? It looks to me like he looks between his legs and checks. Look at this here. Look at number 70.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you checked. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You checked and you didn't. Well, you
So does he do that with his eyes closed?
What just happened there?
Is it just so habitual? It's like, I ain't even got to look no more, man. I know where he is.
Do you question celebrating with your teammate?
Oh, we delve into college football here. We've got Texas Tech. We've got Kansas State. We got Bill Snyder. We got Kingsbury. What else we got? We got a kickoff. That's all I know about both of these teams.
No flags.
High-scoring game. Nothing surprising about that.
Big 12.
Oh, what just happened? Wait a minute. Did that punch actually?
Oh!
Ow! I thought they were pantomiming.
That's like, they need to be glad they didn't get 15 yards because the ref thought it was all a gag. Dang. That's the dude that gives dap way too hard. You know what I mean? That's also the guy that your mom says not to let ride your bike.
Did you watch that game, by the way? That's the hardest hit anyone took from a member of the opposing or their team.
It could have been worse. It could have been about a foot lower, and then
Yes.
there would be all kind of
That's true.
stuff happening in that field then.
That's right.
Then I would think it was worse, and you guys would think
Yes.
it was common.
It would be better. It would be better.
There'll be a stretcher coming in,
Yes.
you know, a couple
Yes.
of guys on
Okay,
this
well,
Yes.
stretch it.
Yes.
Stretch
An
it, change
ambulance,
it.
you know.
Yes. Yes. Prayer circle. Yes.
Do you question Andrew Hawkins' compliance with NFL celebration rules?
Man, this feels like it took place years and years ago. It was when the Browns were still in the game against the Patriots. Check this out. This is also when the Browns still had Cody Kessler at quarterback. Touchdown. There we
Oh,
go.
very formal. This is what the NFL actually wants, right? They want. That's what they want.
That robot the NFL wants. I
Yes.
think the NFL actually wants him to hand the ball to the ref, then look at the flag, put his hand over his heart, then they're going to play the anthem again.
That is Roger Goodell's utopia right there. If it didn't involve, the Browns.
Oh, that's not how you do it, Robert. This is how you do it, Robert. Fidel, Godel is an Fidel,
Yeah.
Godel.
At first, I thought he said he was going to do the rabbit. That was going to be. This robot, it also could be a rabbit.
Time to play the game that has forgotten where he is. See or no?
Tell us what's on TV tonight. He'll always be intrigued.
On ESPN, Monday Night Football, Bucks and Panthers.
Look, he tried to sell it because it's on ESPN. No Cam Newton. No thank you. But let's check in here with Jameis Winston at the end of the last game that he played against the Rams. 4 seconds left.
That's Evans.
Evans. That was Evans circled on your screen. Oh, time's over. Jameis, what are you doing? Jameis.
Game is over.
That is not a lot of awareness
You don't want to eat
there.
it. You got to understand that somebody's coming to get you.
Yeah, you do have to understand that somebody is coming to get you. Bomani, are you intrigued?
And this is just me. I'd be worried less about being aware about where that line of scrimmage is than that Robert Quinn is right behind you and trying to take
With
your
that
head
giant
off.
arm, that it might as well be a machete. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Listen, don't worry, Panthers fan. You don't worry about Cam Newton that this out. You know, they got a new weapon, the Panthers now. They got a cornerback that they just got from the practice squad, Sanchez. You know, that guy's going to be the X factor there. That guy's going to bring it home for the Panthers tonight. He's going to be something that no one has seen in the NFL.
The last thing you ever want as a football team is your practice squad corner to be an X factor.
Sanchez, a name that you'll never forget.
Who?
On ABC, Dancing with the Stars.
No, thank you. I'm never interested in this, but Calvin Johnson is interested in it. Let's check in with Calvin Johnson, not with the Lions, but dancing. That's really good, Bomani. I mean, yeah, he's good. What is that floating around in the background? What is happening back there? Is that a dude on a bicycle?
Kinda.
We of course, are forced to use our house band because we can't use.
Yeah, I was actually kind of curious, like what that beat was. Like, what competition is it they having today?
This is the highly questionable house band. They're playing right offset here. You can't see them. They play for us during breaks.
Well done to make the beat line up, though.
They're terrible, by the way. The music didn't reveal that. Calvin's not, though. Calvin's good. And I bet you the Lions are looking like, hey, Calvin, don't look like your feet hurt there. Bomani, are you intrigued?
I just want to know why his outfit made out of grocery sack.
Good question. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Now, that guy, Calvin, is a smart guy. You know, he left football, he left all the concussion, all the rat race, and he saved all that money. Now, what? He's on TV now. Now he's a celebrity. He's going to make more money now with all those fancy moves. Wait until he gets into salsa and mambo and la rumba. You know, he's going to be a star in Dancing with the Stars. That's going to be my prediction.
What do you
Big
think that
clunker.
was? Yeah.
Big clunker.
Yeah, big clunker to finish the show.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
We're back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Gracias. See you mañana.
I can't believe you guys embarrass me on national TV. Don't forget who the star of this show is. You
That's
know,
the
get you
truth.
fired
We don't
immediately.
forget. We don't
Just
forget.
like that.